I'm Kevin. I lead the #1 agency for the past 3 years in one of the largest insurers in Singapore. We did it with the youngest and the leanest team ever. We built a team of more than 80 advisors, and on average, each of my advisors has achieved more than MDRT in the past year, with an average income of more than $120,000 a year. Personally, I've done 10 consecutive years of MDRT, with 5 of them being top of the table qualifications. For the past 2 years, my average income has been more than $2 million per year, and this is how I do it. In the company's 100-year history, there are only 2 teams that has won the top honors for 3 consecutive years in a row, and we are one of them. Typically, a team that achieve this #1 position will be far older and far more experienced. On average, perhaps they are in their 40s or 50s and have 10 to 20 years of experience in the industry. Hence, to have done it with a team of 27, 28 years old on average and only a couple of years each in the industry is really a feat that is unseen and unheard of as well. So before we get into the building blocks, let's define what it means to be #1. So for me, #1 isn't really about the figure, the numbers, the achievements, the award. It's about these 3 things. First, how do we stay consistent week after week, month after month, year after year to achieve the results that we eventually want? Secondly, how do we build a long-term sustainable business over here? Longevity is so important. Many people come in and succeed for a short while and then they die off after that. And number 3, how do we navigate through all the ups and downs with all the conflicts that will come along the way with building a team for us to stay together for the long run? So these are the things that we have to look out for before we get into the building blocks. So the first building block is to set clear values and directions across the organization. So in our organization, we have 4 clearly written and defined core values. The first is radical honesty. The second is extreme ownership. The third is embodied excellence. And the 4th is team equal self. Throughout our organization, every single individual has to do weekly reflections. And in these reflections, we always have to talk about the core value that we want to practice in the coming week, and have we practiced the core value that we said we would for the previous week. So we are a very value-driven organization, and these 4 core values will get us all the results and success that we would want. So why is these 4 core values important? #1 is radical honesty. So that means being honest with ourselves and with others as well. What does this mean? Being honest with ourselves means that, are we doing the things that we need to do? Are we being proactive? Are we putting ourselves out there, reaching out to people, meeting people? Or are we sitting around idling and doing nothing? Only we will know. Being radically honest with others means that if you see someone do something suboptimal, not the best practice, not the right kind of practice, then it's also our duty and responsibility to let them know. So as our fellow team members, everyone deserves to hear the truth, of course, as tactful a way as possible for them to improve and do better. So if we are not honest with ourselves and not honest with other people, then it's very hard for us to improve ourselves and our business. Number 2 will be extreme ownership. I think this is quite self-explanatory. In an industry like ours where it's so difficult and there are so many external variables that can affect our results, it's easy to always blame others and not look within ourselves. It's easy to say that the market is bad, the industry is bad, the prospects or clients are not good, the leaders or the teams are not good. So very easy to conveniently give all these reasons to justify our lack of results. But the truly successful people in this industry, when things go wrong, when results don't go their way, they always look within themselves to ask, what did I do or not do that caused me to be in the situation that I'm in today? So extreme ownership, one of the very key ingredients to success in our industry. In our team, we have a policy whereby when things go wrong, when things don't go our way, we don't blame other people, we don't blame the situation. We look at ourselves and we ask this question, what can I do to make the situation better for myself? Extreme ownership also allows us to empower people to run the initiatives that they are part of or are heading. And it creates a lot of trust within the whole organization. Number 3 will be embody excellence. At the end of the day, we are in a result-oriented, result-based industry and career. The number still matters. So one of the minimum standard that we want our full-time achievers to go for will be to do MDRT. And when they do their MDRT, we want them to continually do it and do it better to eventually aim for double, triple MDRT or even TOT. But beyond the numbers and the result, it's a spirit of always wanting to improve and do better. And wherever we are right now, if we have the mentality and the mindset to always put our best foot forward day in, day out, and to keep getting better, eventually the results will come our way. We never rest on our laurels. So even if we have a week or a month of good results, of course we stop to celebrate for a little bit, but we carry on doing the good work that we do every single day. Number 4 is team equals self. So as a organization, we need to have clearly defined vision, mission, goals, and directions that will chart the way forward for all of us to grow together. So we also sit down all the time with our team members to set personal visions, directions, and goals for themselves. And ideally, their personal visions, goals, and directions should align with that of the organization so that both can go together in the right direction. So why do we say team equals self when you will probably hear a lot of this phrase, team before self? We specifically and very deliberately set the value as team equals self because we believe that we do not have to compromise one for the other. So we do not have to ask the individuals to give up their own vision, their own ambitions, and sacrifice for the team. Neither do we want to compromise on some of the team values and direction to suit the individuals to allow them to stay within the team. So at the end of the day, both have to align. We can all do well together. And we want to create a space, a culture whereby the individual does well and therefore that contributes to the team growth. And because the team is growing, it has the resources, it has the capacity to also help the individuals in return to achieve better for themselves. At the end of the day, it's a unlimited loop upwards. It's a flywheel that will run forever. So second building block is focusing on people and ownership. At the end of the day, you want to build a high-performing organization or team. You need people to have what we call ownership or stake in the growth of the team. So we are very big on developing our people, and we have programs in place to help our people grow at every stage of their career, from a very new incoming advisors to a very high-performing individuals who wants to achieve more or move up to a leadership role. When a new team member joins us, we have a very structured training program, what we call the Odyssey Academy. So this academy program will prepare our incoming advisors to be able to perform at a high level right away after 2 months with us. It teaches our incoming advisors on the key products that they ought to know for a start. It teaches them how to present, how to pitch, and how to handle objections that may come along their way. It also teaches them how to reach out to and prospect people to meet and conduct presentations and eventually sales. And of course, it also hone a lot of their mindset that they need for this business. So that runs for about 7 weeks before they are fully qualified to represent us and go out there to meet people. Okay, so once someone passes the academy program, they'll go into our Genesis program, which run for 10 weeks. So in Genesis program, we continually hone the things that they have already learned from academy, and we of course we teach them higher level skill set and knowledge for them to grow in the business. So in the first 3 months, it's crucial for them to stay very accountable, stay very disciplined, to build the right kind of habits and mentality to succeed in this business. Once they complete the Genesis program, this will allow them to have the momentum, consistency, as well as the skill set to go on and achieve MDRT in their first year. Of course, if they have ambition and the desire to achieve more than that, they want to achieve, say, double, triple MDRT or even TOT, or they want to move up to a leadership role, then we have separate programs with groups of people within each of them to go for those goals together. We want to look for people who are not just like-minded, but also like-valued and have the right kind of attitude and caliber to be part of a #1 high-performing team. Third is to build a system that protects quality, to make sure that our people within the team do well year after year. So what are some of the things that we do differently from others? In a typical sales industry like ours, it's very normal for people to run hard to close off the year, long extended break at the start of the new year. But for us, we do it very differently. We want to make sure that our advisors are able to perform no matter which month or day of the year it is. Hence, in the first few days of January, we will normally hold our team's kickoff, and that's the event that will kickstart our engine for the year going forward. Secondly, all our team leaders lead a certain initiative for the entire organization. So instead of everybody freely doing their own things, we make sure we pool our resources and mind together so that we run things more effectively and more efficiently for everyone. So for example, if a newcomer is coming into the team, we have an academy program run by one of the leaders to make sure that all the newcomers are able to get up to speed very quickly instead of every leader doing their own training on their own. Another initiative that we have is to have a strong team of support staff supporting us at the back. That will take away a lot of the tasks that our leaders and senior advisors have to partake in when they run initiatives and activities. So that will allow our advisors to focus on the most productive things that they can do instead of having to spend a lot of time on very menial tasks that they can outsource. Overall, we are an organization that prides ourselves for being very accountable. The leaders, we do meet every single week to make sure that we are all doing the things that we need to do. And every team leader also meet with their advisors on a weekly basis to make sure that everyone is on track. And if they are a little bit off track, the leaders will be able to realize it quickly and have further one-to-one sessions arranged with the respective advisors. So of course, there's a phrase that says if you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. You teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. Our advisors are all very well trained to know how to generate cold leads and do business from there. They also have the right kind of mindset and confidence to go to people whom they know. And the most important is how to network further from there and get more business down the road through recommendations and word of mouth. So wherever your starting point is, whether you're starting from people whom you know, people whom you don't know, you always know how to further branch out from there with very little resources needed to get a lot more clients down the chain. So being in the business for 13 years and team building for 11 years, of course, I've had my fair shares of errors and success. After making the decision to be a lot more intentional with how we want to build a team and what kind of people we want to bring in, our productivity has gone up a lot. Every time we do an exercise to realign ourselves, get the wrong people out, get the right people in, we tend to do better. So all these things continually allow us to do better and grow the team to where we eventually want to be, which is the #1 organization in the whole Singapore. So leadership is a very tough journey. It can get lonely at times. It can sometimes be very disheartening. You look at other people who have done a lot better, then compare yourself. But what I want to say is that don't compare your level 1 to people's level 10. At the end of the day, we all run our own race. It's more important to focus on ourselves, how we can become a better person, better leader, than keep having to compare and benchmark with others. As long as we keep working on ourselves, don't compare so much with other people, and eventually, if you keep working on yourself and get better, you will get there. So this is how I build a #1 agency. If you have learned a thing or two, or you have more questions, feel free to reach out to me and I'll be happy to give you my inputs.